Sup guys, and today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of What If Naruto Was Kaguya, Forgotten Son. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, if you're new, I indeed have 4 channels. Yes, it might sound crazy but it's not guys. 4 channels. Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime King Prince. And I post What If on these channels every single night. Yes, you heard that correctly once again, every single night for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and destroy that red subscribe button and become part of the Mickey family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And also guys, go ahead and check out What If Naruto became the forces of nature over on Anime King 3. And also for Anime King 2, I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto was sent to the Marvel Universe. So go ahead, check out that and enjoy guys. So yeah. Without further ado or wasting more time, what do you say we jump into this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last spot we left off, Kaguya reached out to the Shinigami, asking for his help, as he went to his sisters, Yami and Kami. As both of them were a bit suspicious, but Kami was a more motherly type, and she wanted to see what was going on, even to savor her own curiosity. While Yami did not believe it one bit though, as she did not want to intervene or see what is going on, but despite what she said, Kami still went as she visited Kaguya. The woman was stuck within the seal as it was branded on her body. She had to push her soul out so that she could talk to her. And once she was able to talk to her, she realized that the woman was different. Perhaps it was because she was away from her chakra for so long, but Kaguya was apologetic and soft, and the last time she remembered her mad, lunatic rant about taking chakra away from the world, and also taking it from her son as well. Sons to be exact. But now she had another. Turns out that she was pregnant with a third son, and she had got locked away with him inside. However, he was slowly dying. That was a problem, as she could not protect him, as she needed help. As Kami decided to help, as she removed the baby from Kaguya, a small child. His features were different until she waved her hand, sealing away his powers, because this was the only chance that he could live a normal life before he reawakened his powers. So she locked them away for now, as his white hair was still out there though, and he had blue piercing eyes. So with that, she brought him towards the village hidden within a leaf. They will have the proper resource to take care of him. As she brought him towards the orphanage, she knew what was going to come, but she could not change fate, as she just had to let it happen, but she would not let any harm fall on Naruto or the one that he would come to meet as a friend soon enough. So with that, she went away. Years passed as Naruto was done beating the crap out of a boy that dear to make fun of his friend once again. His friend, her name was Yasaka. She was a very special individual, but up to this point no one really told her what happened. But many people always glare and send hatred looks her way, but she shrugged them off as best she could. So with that, both her and Naruto made their way towards the Haiga compound as they pick up Hinata. In the past, Schoolboy Shinobi tried to steal Hinata away. However, they intervened and they had defeated him, while Naruto had bought time for Hayashi to arrive. However, Hayashi had killed a man, and Kumo faked ignorance, so they had to sacrifice Hayashi, but his brother Hisashi took the place instead. As Hinata was deeply regretful for that, because she was the reason she got captured and Hisashi was dead because of that. However, her friends were there to cheer her up though. So with that, they made their way to pick up their other friend, as she was at Uchiha. There was 2 Uchiha remaining in the village after the massacre. As Naruto and Yasaka had found her, she had wanted to throw herself off the cliff of the monument to just end it all. She said it was too painful and she couldn't take it anymore. However, they had spoken to her and convinced her to stay and do not give away her life so easily. Yasaka spoke to her mostly, as she understood pain, and giving up would just mean a coward way out. As her name was Iwako Uchiha, her brother being Sasuke Uchiha. Her brother and her didn't really get along rather well, as their mindset was different because of Iwako hanging out with Naruto and Yasaka. So with that, they made their way. They were trained by Kakashi because he took special interest in them. In the past, they were special elite students that, if they showed their worth, they could graduate early. They entered the academy at 12, and they graduated at 16. However, these four proved to be exceptionally in different areas, so they had to get a special test. So when the time came around for them to actually join the exam, they were actually doing the test to get out of the exam. As the clan heads were there, each member went up against Kakashi, and he actually found himself getting cut and scrapes and injured even with his Sharingan activated. However, they were more surprised when Naruto revealed that he could use all the elements, rather shocking for a kid who had no background. There was no clan background on him or anything like that. He just appeared at the orphanage one day, wrapped up in a silk that was really expensive. They all ended up passing the test and they were now under the guide of Kakashi Hatake. So with that, Hiruzen knew that it was the right time as he told Yasaka that she was a Jinchuriki. He told her about her mother, but he never informed her about her father, as he said he had to keep that secret until she was ready. As she had tears in her eyes. Now she understands why they behave that way, why the people call her a monster. However, he told her that she was not a monster. Unfortunately though, her parents' bodies were never found. However, because she knew who her mother was, she could go to the cemetery as there was a small contingency there for her mother, the Uzumaki burial ground. Hiruzen did not tell her about her father, who was Minato, because of, well, the view on the outside world. Minato still had a lot of enemies. As she cried on Naruto's shoulder as he held on to her, she could understand why the Hokage decided to keep away from her. If it was her parents asking him to do that for her, but still, it still didn't weaken the pain that she felt right now. However, Naruto was there for her 100%, as he brought her home so she could get some rest. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the place of yourself, and what do you say? Let us jump right into this new episode without wasting more time, guys. Well, today have been kind of a shit show, wouldn't you say? Asked Naruto. As both him and Yasaka were going back to their apartment, they weren't at the cemetery for too long. She had just stared for a minute before she had turned to leave in silence. Said Blonde nodded, yeah. But at least I know why everyone hate me. And I learned I did have parents, and they really wanted me. She was a bag of mixed emotion, and right now she was too emotionally exhausted to deal with it. She just wanted to sleep. However, when they arrived at the apartment, they saw Iwako, as she was sitting there, all too familiar look in her eyes. Iwako-chan, what's wrong? Iwako glanced up. There were tear stains going on her cheek. I can't go back. I can't go back to the compound, she said. As Naruto walked over and unlocked the door. You take her inside and take care of her. I'm gonna go get Hinata. We might need her for this. Hinata had taken the role of a mother in their group, as she was always scolding them for things and always comforting them. So she was necessary to be here for this. 20 minutes later, as all members of Team 7 were sitting in Naruto and Iwako's kitchen, as Iwako was sipping some tea, as she just told him what Sasuke told her after she tried to explain to him what was happening. Yasaka was on the warpath. I'll kill him, she said. I'll hang him by his entrails. Iwako grabbed her arm. Please don't, she said. Sasuke is just angry. I'm sure he didn't mean it. I'll talk to him after he had a chance to calm down. Yasaka sighed as she calmed down, as Iwako gave her a small smile. I'm sorry to impose, but could I stay with you two for a few days? Of course, said Naruto. You can stay here for as long as you like. They had no shortage on room, especially since they slept in futons. Their apartment was pretty good in size. They had a kitchen, a dining area, and a living room. The living room had carpeted floors while the rest of the house was hardwood. Speaking of the living room, there was a large sofa there. There was a couple of chairs, a coffee table right in the center, and there was also a TV on the wall as well. The hallway led to a bathroom, and a small study/library on the right side. The bedrooms are on the left. I'll go grab one of the extra futons for you, said Naruto, as Hinata looked around. Now I feel a bit left out, she said. With you three being here and me at the Haiga compound, she said, playful sadness in her tone. Yasaka rolled her eyes. Well, you're welcome here as well. I've heard of some cases where some teams move in together so they can bond. Maybe you could convince your dad to let you stay here for a few days. Every couple of weeks. Time skip. The next Monday, all 4 members of Team 7 had woken up bright and early at 6 a.m. as they got ready to meet up for their first mission as a team. As Yasaka had cooked up a large breakfast for all of them. As they finally put their headbands on, Naruto was around his right arm. Hinata had her headband around her neck. Yasaka had hers on her left arm. And Yuako had her headband on her waist. So with that, they made their way towards the tower as they waited for their sensei. And waited. And waited. And waited. As 3 hours passed, Kakashi finally showed up. Yo. He had to dodge as kunais were thrown right towards his location. Whoa, 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 he said. What's up with the violence? 3 hours, Yasaka said. You're 3 hours late. As the others glare at him. As he merely eyes smile. Sorry, I guess I got lost in the road of life. As all of them started to twitch, rather violently. As he raised his hand to placate them and calm them down. Well, seeing that everyone is ready, why don't we embark on our first mission, he said. However, when they heard that, their annoyance to him being late completely washed away, as they were excited for their first mission. What? You can't be serious, right? You're telling me you want us to chase a goddamn cat? Time skip. Konoha. Naruto was hunting down his prey for a while now, as he watched the man move, sneaking across the buildings, as Naruto unsealed a scroll from his back, slowly made his way. The merchant, a rather arrogant, stuck-up bastard, was making his way down below, until splash! Neon paint covered him from head to toe. Who did that? I demand to know, he yelled. However, the people around were confused just as him. As he stepped forward right onto a rake, it came up and smacked him right in the face, as he ended up falling right on his back. As Naruto could barely hold the grin on his face as he threw the pie up and down in his palm. As he caught it, now for the final touch, all the people watched as the merchant got slammed right in the face by a pie. And that did it. The entire place erupted into laughter as they looked at the man on the ground. As Naruto jumped on top of the building holding his sides. The pie to the face always get them. I don't care how old it is. That shit is always funny, he thought, as he rolled. As Naruto yawned as he lay on his back. He originally started a prank on Kakashi orders. He called it stealth and sabotage training. But really, Kakashi had just wanted them to help him get back at the guy who gave him a raw deal. However, Naruto realized that he had a taste, a love for the art of pranking. So whenever he had a day off, and he needed some laughter, he went and looked for some bastard to prank. It has been 4 years now. 4 years has passed since Naruto became a genin of Konoha. As he had grown, he was now 6 feet, and his hair had grown out longer. His white spiky locks now fell over his forehead, the back, falling down to the back of his neck. He was wearing a white shirt under an open jacket, black pants and sandals, and the white cloth that he was wrapped in when he was a baby. He had paid to make it turn into a scarf. This was the only link to the family that he had. Well, he didn't really know who was his family, as he was just left there when he was a child. As Naruto heard someone clear their throats, glancing over, he saw Hinata standing there with her 12-year-old sister, Hanabi. The Haiga heiress had certainly grown up. All 3 of the women had become more womanly over the years. However, Hinata had more luck, it seems. She stood at 5 feet 5 inches. Her hair was no more longer, going into her mid-back, in a high-style cut. She was wearing a black and yellow outfit, a martial arts top, and a cavalier, black lengthed pants, along with black shinobi sandals, along with a white jacket with fur around the neckline, the Hyuga emblem on the right shoulder, as she was also wearing black gloves, and her headband around her neck as usual. Hanabi was wearing a simple yukata as she tried to stifle her laughter. Hinata gave Naruto a deadpan look. Imagine my surprise when I was taking Hanabi on my day off towards the market in SCU. Pulling off another prank, she said. Oh come on, Hinata-chan, said Naruto. If you saw this ass Hinata appear in front of him as she bumped him over the head. Ow, said Naruto as he rubbed his head. What was that for? No swearing in front of Hanabi-chan. How many times do I have to tell you that, she asks. Hanabi giggled at their antics. It's not like I don't know what they're saying, big sis. Plus, big sis Yasaka is a lot worse than big brother Naruto. The last time she took me to lunch, she taught me a bunch of curse words Hanabi said. Hinata gave her that big sister glare as Hanabi shrunk down. Maybe that wasn't a good thing to tell her sister at all. As Hinata placed a hand on her head, well, you're not going to repeat any of them, are you, she said. Hanabi shook her head immediately, no. Good. Now then, after we get finished at the market today, I need to have a little talk with Yasaka-chan about teaching you how to curse, said Hinata. Her tone was too sweet. Too sweet. She turned towards Naruto. Where is Yasaka anyways? Doesn't she usually help you with these? She went to go and talk with JJ. She wanted to know if her mother left behind any tips on how to use her chains. She's trying out a more creative way to use them. We're gonna meet at home, then start her a little party once Yuako bring the food. You remember, right? Said Naruto. Of course. I wouldn't forget our monthly get-together. Hinata felt a tug on her sleeve as she looked down, as Hanabi looked up towards her with a hesitant smile. However, before Hinata could say something, Naruto speak. Of course you're invited as well, Hanabi-chan, he said. We wouldn't leave you all alone in that compound. An excited smile came on Hanabi's face. Maybe next time I can also teach you to pull off stuff like this, said Naruto. Hanabi pumped her fist in the air as she cheered a bit. Hinata sighed as she rubbed her temples. Well, at least you didn't paint the Hokage monument once again. That was a mess. Ninja chasing him and Yasaka, and the Hokage giving them a stern talking to about the face and the past heroes. Yeah, that one did not pan out as I thought it would, said Naruto. Because I wasn't able to savor the looks on the people's faces when they saw it. Because we had to run, he said. Hinata shook her head. Some things just never change. She thought to herself. Time skip Hokage's office. I see. I've been thinking of them just as chains, meant for restraining. But maybe I can use them for stabbing, defending. Maybe I should think of them as spears other than chains, said Yasaka to herself as she stood in the Hokage's office. As she had just finished listening to Hiruzen talk about the ways her mother had used her chains. Yasaka has also grown over the past couple of years, as she now stood at 5 feet, 2 inches. She had grown the least out of all of her friends. As her blonde hair reached straight down to her back, her temper had been one of the things that have grown over the couple of years, as it had become legendary to the people that know of it. It took quite a bit to get her steamed up, but when she was, everything that was in a 5-mile radius should get the hell out of there. She was wearing a modified Maiko outfit with the metal of the headband sewed onto her chest, and the Uzumaki spiral sewed onto the left, as she was wearing a mid-thigh skirt with bicycle shorts of an equal length, open-toe stocking that went just below the knee, as she was wearing black fingerless gloves and sandals just like Naruto's. Lastly, her blade rested on her left side, inside of an orange sash. As Hiruzen smiled at her, I have no doubt that you will find out how to make those chains a valuable weapon. It is a truly incredible versatile technique, and I have no doubt that you will be able to pull it off, Hiruzen said. As she gave a nod to the man as she turned to leave, however, someone burst inside as he launched a kunai. Yasaka pulled her blade as she sliced it. However, she realized it was made of wood, and it wasn't even sharp. It was a 12-year-old boy. It's time I got you, old man, he yelled. Yasaka watched as he stepped on his own scarf, and he dropped right on his face. As he got up, water in his eyes. As he looked around, seeing Yasaka, You tricked me, he said. Don't you interfere with my one-on-one battle, he said to her. Yasaka used a sheet of her blade and bucked him on the head. You trip on your own scarf, she said. And what are you even doing here? Shouldn't you be in school or something, she asked. As she spoke, a Jonin appeared. Honorable grandson, please, don't run off like that. This was Ebisu, teacher of Konohamaru. As he quickly bowed to Hiruzen, who was a mixture between amused and exhausted. I'm terribly sorry, Hokage-sama. I'll endeavor to keep your grandson in line in the future, he said. Yasaka turned towards Hiruzen This kid is your grandson, Gigi, she said. Yes, he is. Yasaka Uzumaki meet Konohamaru Sarutobi, who I believe should be in class right now, said Hiruzen, as Yasaka looked down towards the child as Konohamaru crossed his arms. Great. Now that she know who I am, I'm gonna have to deal with the bowing and apologizing and the... However, he was bombed over the head one more time, with a bit more force. If Hokage-sama is grandfather, then you should understand the importance of his job, she said. Don't you go bothering him with pointless interruptions, she said, as she proceeded to walk away. I'll see you later, Gigi, she said as she left through the door. As Konohamaru watched her leave, as a Jonin bowed repeatedly towards Hiruzen, I'm so sorry for the intrusion, Hokage-sama, he said. I take full responsibility. Ebisu. Hiruzen said, I think he ditched you. Ebisu turned confused, as his eyes went wide when he saw that Konohamaru was gone. Hiruzen let out a small chuckle as he watched the whole endeavor. Well, at least my days are never boring, Hiruzen thought. Yasaka may be good for Konohamaru-kun, he thought to himself. He then imagined Konohamaru insulting Yasaka, and then she chased him around the village like a cat chasing a mouse. Well, at least he will survive, Hiruzen thought. Meanwhile, as Yasaka walked, she felt someone following her. She had a few hours before she had to meet up with Naruto and Iwako, so she turned and walked towards the box. As she kicked it over, the box was painted like a rock with 2 eye holes. Underneath it was the small boy. Why are you following me? You're stronger than I thought, he said. I want you to train me, and I won't take no for an answer. She tilted her head. No. As she turned to walk away, he ran after her. Come on, please, he begged. I don't want you to train me all the time. Just teach me a few things. Please, he begged her. She pinched the bridge of her nose. Why do you want me to teach you? Don't you have that Jonin as a private teacher or something? As she was starting to believe that this was one of those arrogant kid situations. Because you're the only one that does look at me differently, he said. Alright, maybe she was wrong. Everyone else treat me like royalty or something, because I'm the Hokage's grandson. But I hate it, he said. People don't see me as Konohamaru, they only see me as the honorable third grandson. I want to be known as Konohamaru Sarutobi. I want to be my own person, so please, train me, he said, as he had this fire in his eyes that she liked. As she started to walk away, Konohamaru looked dejected. Hey, you come in, she said. A bright smile came on his face as he chased after her, as they made their way towards one of the nearby training grounds. They arrived as she looked towards him. Alright, first thing first, a piece of advice from someone who knows what you're going through. I won't tell you why, but majority of the people think I'm a monster in this village, and it's been that way since I was a child. As Konohamaru was shocked. While I don't know exactly how you feel, it's close enough. People don't see Yasaka Uzumaki when they look at me, so there will always be people who see you as your grandfather godson, and not you, understood? Because those people see what they want to see, and even if you try your hardest, you can't change your mind. Even if you become Hokage, some will still continue to compare you to Hokage-sama. Konohamaru didn't look too happy to what she was saying. The key to dealing with them is simply to say, screw them, she said, as he was taken aback at her words. If they refuse to see you as who you are, then you don't need them in your life, and they don't deserve your attention one bit. Instead of going after everyone to acknowledge you, find the precious people in your life that you need. Friends, family, those are the ones that you need near you. As long as you have those few precious people, then you'll be more than fulfilled. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? As he nodded his head, yeah, I do. But I still want to be Hokage even if they don't acknowledge me. I want to protect my home, he said. A smile came on Yasaka's face as she looked down toward the child, with a new sparkle in her eyes. There's nothing wrong with that, Konohamaru, she said. It's a fine dream, but being Hokage is much more difficult than you think. It's not all about strength. The Hokage is not just Hokage because he's strong. He's also wise, intelligent, and he does what is necessary to protect the village. Just keep what I said in mind, alright? You can come out now, she said, as Konohamaru watches Ebisu leap from the trees. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised that you noticed me. Many shinobis in this village has been talking about your team exploits, he said, as he turned towards Konohamaru. I would like to apologize, Honorable Konohamaru, he said, switching his train of thought in a second. I had thought that I was just showing proper respect, and I never saw how much you disliked it. I suppose I wasn't training you to the best of your ability because I was afraid I was pushing you too far. How about we start over, he said. My name is Ebisu, he said, holding out his hand. Konohamaru walked over as he took the hand that grinned. Konohamaru Sarutobi, he said. Nice to meet ya. Well, looks like my work here is done. As she started to walk away. Hey Konohamaru, I expect you to have that hat very soon. As Konohamaru waved back at her. Thanks big sis, he said. I'll make you proud. As she stopped walking, oh by the way, my team and I are having a little party tonight. You wanna come, she said. As Konohamaru talked with Ebisu for a moment before, he rushed over towards her. The blonde Jinjuki made her way towards her house, with Konohamaru right beside her, as she was content to how her day had gone so far. Aw, the kid is getting soft. As she frowned, I have nothing to say to you, Kyubi, she thought to herself. I thought we established a relationship the last time. You are stuck inside of me, and you will allow me the use of your chakra when we need, to ensure our survival. We don't need to banter. You're no fun, he said. At least I could get a rise out of your mother. Don't worry, I remember our deal perfectly well. I have no reason to die. I promise you that. But just remember, if you slip, I will be right there, as always. And I will be happy to take over, he said. Remember this, Fox, she said. If you try to take over and harm my friends, I will come in at seal and kill you myself. The fox chuckled darkly. I will be looking forward towards it, he said. Big sis, you okay, said Konohamaru? Yeah, just spaced out there, she said. Meanwhile, Yuako Uchiha was in a pickle. Pickle sound good. She was currently sitting at a small table and staring at the menu off the Akamichi family restaurant. There were so many choices, each one looking more enticing than the last. Yuako browsed through the menu. Yuako had grown really much over the past couple of years. She was now 5 feet 6 inches. Her hair was hanging down between her shoulder blades, and her features have definitely improved. She was wearing a black, battle-ready dress with fur collar. The dress was short, and she was wearing black pants underneath. Black and white ribbon around each arm, and also black, fingerless gloves like the others, with her headband tied around her waist like always. As her thoughts were cut short, Choza walked over towards her, with a knowing smile. Having trouble choosing again, Yuako-san, he said. As he saw her dejected nod, if you want, we can do party orders. They have a bit of everything on them, so you don't have to decide between anything. Ah, that sounds great, she said. Thanks, Choza-sama, she said. As Choza laughed a bit as he placed a hand on her shoulder. No problem, he said. And please, just Choza, he said. When we're out of the official setting. You know, if I didn't know better, I would swear that you're a secret Akamichi, he said, as he made his way back towards the kitchen. As Yuako smiled at the joke, a small group proceeded to enter the restaurant. I still don't see why we have to celebrate like this. It is too troublesome, a lazy voice drawled out. The last female Uchiha turned towards the entrance as she saw the second generation of the Inoshikocho. All of them wearing their headbands. It was just so real to her. Her and her group had skipped the exam completely, and instead they became genin for the past 4 years while the others were just graduating. Maybe she should go and congratulate Sasuke. Soon, one of the team members noticed her as he walked over. Hello, Yuako. Getting lunch like us? Choji asked with a friendly smile. He had met her a year ago, and he challenged her to a, eating match. And strangely enough, Choji lost. Yes, it was quite a shock. There was a reason why Akamichi Choza made that joke, saying that she was probably a secret Akamichi. Yuako could eat a lot. Hello, Choji, she said. I'm just waiting on a party order. My team and I are having a little get-together tonight. While he knew that she was a genin, he assumed that she graduated a year before them. As Yuako just did not correct him, she hated to seem like she was bragging. Are these a member of your new team, she said. Choji nodded as he waved them over. Yeah, the three of us are Team 10 as of today, he said. We just got out of class and we're here to celebrate. This is Shikamaru Nara and Ino Yamanaka. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm looking forward to working with you guys in the future, she said. As the other two nodded before Ino asked, So, how do you two know each other? Well, I met her about a year ago, when she was here getting lunch, and when I saw her skill, I had to challenge her to an eating contest, said Choji. Ino seemed mortified and even Shikamaru was surprised. You challenged her to an eating contest. Choji, what were you thinking? I mean, look at her. Her figure is literally to die for. Why would you do that? Ino said, strangely confused why Choji would challenge someone like this to an eating contest, as Ino was jealous of her figure a bit. Speaking of which, what kind of diet are you on? It must be amazing, Ino said. As Choji looked towards him before he said a few words, she bested me. Shikamaru looked up, a look of shock on his face. I'm sorry. What do you say? Well, she kind of bested me. As the two of them looked at her, she simply smiled. As Choza came over. Alright, here you go, he said. Well, it's been a pleasure meeting all of you, she said. Time skip. About 20 minutes later, Shikamaru Naru was a smart guy, hell. Some people would call him a genius. His ability to process information was second to none in his class. However, this site was confusing. Choji said that he was training for a long while now, so he had challenged her to another eating contest, and Choji was lying back on the chair, his head up to the ceiling, his eyes blank, as he was passed out from too much food. However, Yuako was still eating. As they were confused, they couldn't understand. This was not humanly possible. Ino was the most confused out of everyone else. No one could look so good and eat so much. That was not possible. She starved herself most nights, as she went on long diets where she only drank kale juice and only drink water sometime, and yet here this girl was eating so much and her figure was just so... How? Ino's mind couldn't wrap around it. It made no sense. As she couldn't wait anymore. How? How do you eat so much and yet you keep that amazing figure, Ino said. Well, I don't really know, said Yuako. I've always eaten like that, and I don't really do anything too extreme in my training. I guess I just have some good genes. Ino spun around as she pouted. Sorry about that, said Shikamaru. She get this way in her appearance, as Ino was rather upset about that. As Choza walked over the large doggy bag. Here you go, he said, putting down beside her. Even I have to say I'm impressed with how much you can put away. As she smiled, thank you once again, she said. Please put the bill for this and the contest on my tab, she said. It was nice meeting the both of you once again, she said, giving the two of them a smile. On her way, she passed by the Uchiha compound. As the door opened at the right moment, as Sasuke stepped out, wearing his new headband. Oh, Sasuke, I wanted to congratulate you for passing. My friends and I are throwing a party. Do you want to come, she asked. Sasuke did not spare her a glance though, as he just jumped to the rooftop, clearly intending to get away from her. Yuako sighed. After their little altercation 4 years ago, when she had moved in with Naruto and Yasaka, they grew even more apart. However, she still wanted to speak to him, so she tried as hard as she could, but he never did. He refused to acknowledge her. He didn't even notice her headband. Yuako knew that it wasn't his fault though. It wasn't all his fault. She could have told him about the advanced genin exams. When he refused to go to the therapist, she should have strapped him down and dragged him along. She should have did everything in her power. As far as going to grab him and knock him out or something. Yes, he would fight, but still. She should have made sure that he arrived towards the therapy. He always seemed so strong and hard-headed when they were kids. She thought that he needed some time, and that he would be alright. But she was wrong, terribly so. She came by a lot of time trying to talk to him, but he was either not here or he ignored her completely. If he decided that he wanted to be a family again, she would accept it though, with open arms. As she would always be here for him, she was not gonna abandon him. Time skip. Why do I have to do this, said Naruto, as he was forced to carry tons of bags throughout Konoha. Hinata was going through a clothes rack, taking her time to pick through different outfits. 2 reasons. First, you tried to pass on your pranking teaching to Hanabi. Secondly, you promised that you will help us go clothes shopping. As she pulled her dress, as she looked towards Hanabi, what do you think? Hanabi thought over it for a moment. I don't think orange is your color. That's more big sis Yasaka thing, she said. Yeah, I suppose you're right there, she said, as she placed the dress back, as Naruto cleared his throat. I remember agreeing to help you look for some things, but not to be the damn pack mule, he said. Once again, she chopped him on the head, Come on, damn isn't a real curse. She chopped him once again, as Naruto grumbled, as she merely smiled. Alright, I'm gonna take some pity on you and pay, and then we're gonna drop these stuffs off, she said, as Naruto rolled his eyes. Finally, he said. As much as he argued, it wasn't really that heavy. Even if it was, his body was more durable than most people in his village, and he was freakishly strong as well, like insanely so. As the Hyugas gave him a sympathetic look though, the guards, seeing him with all those bags. As Hayashi saw them, what did he do this time? As Hanabi giggled in her hand, he pulled a prank on someone, and he started cursing. Well, not so much for the prank, Hinata said. I agree, the man deserved it, but more for trying to teach those things to Hanabi-san. Now what have we learned, Naruto-kun, she said. As Naruto grumbled, Naruto-kun, she said, knowing that she would not stop talking in that sweet voice that freaked him out some time. Don't curse her on Hanabi, and do not turn her into a prankster, he said. Hinata smiled and patted his head. Tuh, I'm not a dog, he said, as Hanabi simply giggled in her palm once again. As she loved the interaction between her big sister and Naruto, it was always funny. As Hinata then turned, as Hanabi looked towards her father. Is it alright if I go with them to the party tonight, she said, as she proceeded to activate her puppy dog eye jutsu. As Hayashi rolled his eyes. You don't have to do that, he said. You can go, he said. Just remember to send a message if you're gonna stay the night with them. Don't worry, Dad. We'll have her home on time if she's not too tired. With that, they headed off. However, they were stopped by someone. Having fun with their friends, Hinata-sama. If only we were all so lucky, said Neji, as Hinata turned. As Naruto looked towards him. Hey, you got something to say? You can say to my... Naruto-kun, please, don't, she said. Please take Hanabi-chan and head to the apartment. I'll be there soon, okay? As she gave him a pleading look. Fine, said Naruto as he took Hanabi. As Neji raised an eyebrow. Sending away your attack dog. How things have changed. Do we always have to do this, she said. I'm sorry for what happened, but I was only 6 years old. I don't care how old you are, you're weak. And you will always be weak. It's your fate. Just like my fate is to be branded by the seal. I do not know how you lucked out and passed the genuine advanced tests. But someday, we will see which of us fate favors. And I promise you, I will not be holding back. Neither will I, she said. He heard her voice as he started to walk away, but when he turned, she was already gone. As she left the compound, she saw Naruto and Hanabi waiting by the wall for her. I thought you two were heading to the apartment. Want to make sure that you were okay, said Naruto. Well, thank you, she said. I know you don't like Neji, but he wouldn't just attack me like that. I don't care how long it takes me. I will help him out of that delusion of fate. And I will heal my family, she said, determination in her tone. As Naruto placed hand on her shoulder, well, I'll be right there with you, he said. She nodded, a small blush painted on her cheeks. As Hanabi grabbed both of their hands. Come on guys, we're gonna be late, she said. As Hanabi was holding Naruto's hand as Hinata was looking forward, Naruto felt it once again. A pain in his chest. Damn it. It's happening once again, he thought to himself. He took a few deep breaths as it vanished. They're happening more frequently lately. He didn't know what was going on, but something was wrong. Time skip. Team 7 apartment, 30 minutes later. Cheers! As the 6 people cling their glass together. Team 7 along with Konohamaru and Hanabi, as they surrounded the various food platters all over the place. As they had created a large connection of table right in the center, as there was various foods for them to enjoy. Konohamaru was a bit nervous at first, but the team was more than welcome to him. As Naruto gulped down a few sips of soda, shame Kakashi-sensei couldn't be here tonight. That Jonin meeting came out of nowhere. Iyasaka waved it off. We'll make it up to him another night, plus, you know he's not too much of a party guy, she said. As that caught Konohamaru's attention, your sensei. He must be really strong if he taught you. Ebisu said. A lot of shinobi know you guys. Yeah, sensei is really strong, said Naruto. I saw one of their spars once, said Hanabi. It was intense. I almost got flying, she said, as they spent the next few hours talking about the academy, and Konohamaru asks about some of the missions they've been on. Well, we've done escort missions, a bunch of those. Delivery missions, bodyguard missions. Other than a few bandits and some low-level ninjas, There hasn't been really nothing too excited or too dangerous. And besides, the other low-level bandits and low-level ninjas are child play to us now. As Hinata spoke up for her. Hokage-sama said that he wanted to give us low-profile missions until our age group became genuine. If we did higher profile missions while we were still young, we would had every power-hungry jerk from here to the in stone coming after us. Konohamaru was confused. What do you mean while we were still young? Didn't you guys graduate last year or something? He said. Nope. We've been genuine since we were actually 12 years old. We did the advanced test. What? Really? I heard about that in class recently, said Konohamaru. It's supposed to be a super strict test. Nobody in the years that has passed has done it. But you guys were the ones that did it all those years ago. I heard that there was a team that did it. You guys had to prove that you were ready for the outside world when you were just 12 years old. That's awesome, he said. As he remembered Aruka talking about someone, hey, you guys know Aruka Sensei? Yeah, he teach us some of the basics, seeing that we didn't went to the academy. So you guys were the one that he was talking about. You guys sound really awesome. I know that I've seen you with my own eyes. You are really awesome, he said, with a big smile on his face. As the others simply chuckled. A few hours later, as Naruto created 2 clones and sets Konohamaru and Hanabi in the beds, as he placed them in the futon, while he sent 2 clones to tell their parents that they would be sleeping over. As Naruto leaned back in the sofa, it's been quite a while, hasn't it? Hinata sipped on her tea. If you mean our unique training and our careers, yes, it certainly has. The blonde placed the arm around her shoulders. He poked her in the cheek. You certainly have grown up, haven't you, Hinata-chan, he said. You were so cute when we first met. Always blushing and stuttering, he said. As Yasaka started to laugh, Hinata turned towards her. What about you? From what I remember, you rarely left Naruto-kun's shadow. I always thought it was adorable how you held on to him so tightly. As lightning started to flash between the 2 girls, Yuako sat down next to Naruto. I never understand why they did that, she said, a plate of food in her lap. They can be best friends 1 second and argue in the next. Just how they are, said Naruto. So, how was Sasuke? She looked towards him surprised. I've known you for a long time now. I know when you go and talk to him, said Naruto. You had that look in your eye. Yuako sighed. He still won't talk to me. But I'm still not going to give up on him, she said. I wasn't going to tell you. But remember, if he says anything unfriendly to you once again, just come to me and tell me, and I'll teach him how to speak to his big sister. You know I'm not that much older than him. It's just 5 minutes, right? Also, thank you, she said. No problem, said Naruto. She always felt it nice how protective he was of them. Bad, she said. She slapped him on the hand that was going towards her plate. As she sat there and finished her food before she got up and bonked the other 2 on their head. Ow, they said. You know, Yasaka said, for all you do, I think that Yuako is the real mom of the group. Always breaking up the arguments, even activating her Sharingan to make her point clear. Well, I don't try to be the mom, Hinata said, but someone has to be the responsible teammate. Yuako started to pout. What should we do now? We ate all the food, she said. Yasaka chuckled. You mean you ate all the food, she said, as she got up and headed towards the kitchen. I have an idea though, as she made her way. As she came back a few seconds later with 2 large bottles of sake. Absolutely not, Hinata said. We are not drinking. Where did you even get that anyway? As the saying goes, old enough to kill, old enough to buy booze. As she pulled 4 saucers, come on, she said, pulling Hinata down to sit down beside them. Now that the kids are asleep, we can drink. How about we don't? Drinking like this is completely irresponsible. Yuako-chan, Naruto-kun, please help me convince her, said Hinata. However, the 2 of them already picked up a saucer. You don't have to have any if you don't want to, said Naruto. We'll drink some and put the rest away. Hinata signed, fine. But I'm not having this, she said as she folded her arms. I want you 3 to know, I'm very against this and disappointed in all of you, she said as she folded her arms. 1 hour later. You know, Yasaka-chan, said Hinata, as she was slurring her words. You're one of my best friend in the world. I love you, Yasaka-chan, and Naruto-kun, and Iwako-chan. Yasaka nodded. I love you too, Hinata, she said. I may give you a hard time, but I love you like a sister. Iwako's head was in the freezer. As she pulled it out, Naruto-kun, she said, tears in her eyes, we're all out of food. We're gonna starve to death. Alright, Yuako-chan. You go and find some food. You always seem to do somewhere. And other Yuako-chan, he said, pointing at the wall. You go and inform Gigi of this disaster. As Yuako saluted as she went back towards the kitchen. Hinata looked around. Where did Yuako go, she said. Yasaka got up, I don't know. As she dragged Hinata along. Yuako, she called out. What if she was captured? Naruto-kun, help us look for Yuako. She's missing. As Naruto drank another saucer of sake. What? Missing? Wait till I get my hands on those bastards who took her. I'm gonna... As he got up and fell right on his face. The two girls start to laugh as they look towards him. Naruto-kun, you're so drunk, said Yasaka. No, I'm not, he said. I'll prove it. There. That's Yuako's saucer. She must be close, said Naruto. You're right, Hinata said. Wow, Naruto-kun, you're so amazing at finding people. Come on, let's go. As she took another swig from the bottle, drinking down a large gulp of the sake. As they stumbled over to the kitchen. I found her, Naruto yelled. Yuako had a loaf of bread in her mouth while she was sleeping on top of the counter. Yuako-chan, we've been searching for you for hours. Where have you been, said Naruto. As he looked around. Wait, where's Hinata? Hinata! Hinata, he screamed. As he looked around, as he was unable to find her. I found her, said Hinata as Naruto turned. Where is she? She's right here, said Hinata as she grabbed towards the ear. As Yasaka pointed towards the fake Hinata. I see her too. Why is she dancing? Huh? Dancing? Time skip. 1 hour later. Kakashi arrived to the apartment as he saw Yuako on top of the table. As she was eating while sleeping. Eating the loaf of bread. Naruto was face down on the ground in the kitchen. The kitchen seemed fine though. As Yasaka was under the couch sleeping. While Hinata was using the coffee table for a blanket. Well, at least the only thing out of place is the coffee table, said Kakashi. Should I take them back to their room? Nah, I'll make them sleep at this. A lesson for them to learn how to be responsible. As he arrived to see the last remaining sake bottle, it was still half full. His friend Anko informed him that she saw Yasaka buying 2 rather strong sake. So he decided he would head to the party after the meeting to make sure that they didn't go too overboard. As he took the last bottle of sake with him and headed off. The next morning, never again. Never again, said Naruto. As Naruto and Yuako were walking towards the training ground after dropping Konohamaru off. I swear, I'll never drink like that again. Hinata, bless her soul, had gotten rid of most of their hangovers, the medical ninjutsu, after they got dressed. It was pretty bad, said Yuako. I just remember getting tired and going to sleep. I thought I was in my bed. They arrived to the training ground 7 where Yasaka and Hinata were waiting. Hey, you guys drop Hanabi off, okay? Oh yeah, said Yasaka. And Hayashi had a long talk with his daughter about the consequences of drinking. Excuse me. I said no to drinking, said Hinata. Yeah, and then 15 minutes later you were drinking it down like it was water. So don't be innocent, you pale-eyed drunker. Look, today is not the day for you two to be fighting. So please, don't, said Yuako as she looked towards them. To make her point clear, she activated her Sharingan, stopping the cat fight before it could go so far, as she took a deep, calming sigh. However, Naruto smiled and he enjoyed these moments. Until it happened, but this time, it was too much. He gripped his chest in pain as he fell to his knees. As he started to release shallow breaths, the girls moved towards him in a second. Naruto-kun, said Yuako. Hinata activated her Byakugan and her mystical palm. What's wrong? Don't worry, I'm fine. It will pass soon enough, said Naruto. As Yasaka looked towards him. This has happened before? Why didn't you tell any of us, she said. I didn't want to worry you guys, usually. It just hits and goes away after a few seconds. It's never been this bad before, he said. As he gasped and fell over the pain, spread to his legs and arms. This was definitely the worst pain that he felt. It felt like his bones were on fire. I can't figure out what is wrong with him, said Hinata. As she tried to use her Byakugan but she couldn't understand what is going on. Yuako, Hinata, go and alert the hospital that they got an emergency patient coming in. Yasaka, go and inform the Hokage about this. They looked up to see Kakashi as he picked up Naruto and threw him on his back. What are you waiting for? Move! As they all scattered, as Kakashi held on to Naruto. Hang in there, he said. You'll get better. My whole body. So much pain. Can't move, said Naruto. When he got to the hospital, there was a doctor already there with a gurney as the two girls were there. Please place him down here. What happened? And what are the symptoms? Hinata was the one to answer. It started as a chest pain. He was unable to stand and he fell to his knees. I used my mystical palm and my Byakugan, but I was unable to find anything wrong with him. He said this pain has happened before, but nothing like this, nothing so severe. When I put him on my shoulders, he said it spread to his whole body and he could not move, said Kakashi, informing what he knew. The doctor grabbed a few nurses and informed Team 7 that they would have to stay outside. They didn't like it, but they would comply. They had no idea what is going on with Naruto. However, for now, they had to stay outside and wait. It didn't take too long as Hiruzen arrived. Kakashi, report, he said. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next parts, and do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also, guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what ifs over in Anime King 3 of What If Naruto Was the Forces of Nature, and enjoy that, guys. I also post a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Sent to the Marvel Universe, so go ahead, check out that and enjoy, guys. And don't forget that, yes, I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King 2, Anime King 3. No, 4 channels, guys, to be exact, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So stay tuned for Anime Prince and all of them, guys. So without further ado, wasting any more time, what do you say we get the hell out of here? See you guys soon. Peace, guys.